Welcome to part 8 of What If Naruto was seriously trained by Jiraiya for the chunin exams and he awakened a rare Uzumaki bloodline. Please don't forget to like and subscribe as it motivates me to upload more videos in the future, and as always link to the fanfiction is in the description. A few months have passed since Naruto saved Hanabi and he's been really busy. He's been on multiple A or S rank missions with Sakura and Toya. Kurama was training him in using a tailed beast bomb which he nearly perfected. He finally finished his father's jutsus and most importantly he turned 17. Now, Naruto wasn't really one to celebrate his birthday, but Toya made sure he had a special day and she delivered. It was rare for people to see her sweet side or actually dressed up, but it was for Naruto so she did it without hesitation. The bond between the two of them was so great that they could practically feel what the other person was feeling now. Temari also came to the village for Naruto's birthday as it was disguised as an S-rank mission by Gaara. Naruto, Temari, Sakura, Ino, Anko, Kurenai, Shizune, Tsunade and Jiraiya had a blast that day. It was nice to see them all dressed up enjoying themselves and even got a chuckle out of Jiraiya's perverted antics towards Tsunade even though she didn't mind. Anko was the talk of the night since the usually sadistic and crazy lady of Konoha was dressed up with her hair down, behaving like an actual lady for once. Of course there was the typical drunk pervert that would try to hit on them, but it was quickly dealt with by Naruto. Naruto and Toya even stepped up their training because it was only a matter of time before the Akatsuki went on the move again and they wanted to be prepared. Toya under Naruto's teachings learned some wind ninjutsu and even learned her own version of the Rasengan. She called it the Hellfire Rasengan. Her Rasengan would turn black and then get surrounded by rings or fire. She could either shove it into her opponent or launch it from a distance with a pulse of chakra. In terms of ninjutsu, Toya was only behind Naruto and Kakashi. She managed to make her own version of a chakra mode which Kurama actually complimented her on. She got the idea when she saw Naruto training in his Nine Tails chakra mode. She calls hers the lava chakra mode and Kurama told her that the only person who should be able to do that is the Four Tails Jinchuriki. Naruto and Toya trained using their respective chakra modes to test each other. Toya's speed didn't really increase much, but her taijutsu became even more effective since she would burn her opponent with every touch. Right now Naruto was laying in bed with Toya sleeping on his chest like she usually does. They returned from an A-rank mission the day before so the day off and this was how they usually spent it. Today however was the day Naruto officially became Hanabi's teacher and he was excited. Her graduation wasn't until noon so he had a few hours before he had to be at the academy. He was just laying there looking at the peaceful look on Toya's face as she was sleeping and smiled when she sighed in her sleep because he started playing in her hair. How did I get so lucky? Naruto thought. Beats me. You went from a happy-go-lucky idiot to a shinobi worthy of being my container and all it took was somebody pissing you off. Kurama said and shared a chuckle with Naruto. You have a point. I do need to talk to Kakashi about that though. There seems to be more to this story than I know. Naruto thought. That is true. You could always ask Tsunade though. I'm sure she could find some files on it. Kurama said. I doubt it. This doesn't seem like something that would be written down. Only Kakashi and the elders can fill me in on this. Naruto thought. Unless a mission occurs you have a few days off to get to the bottom of it. Kurama said. I guess you're right. It's a good thing I found out about this before I met Toya because who knows what she would have done if she found out with me. Naruto thought. Most likely she'd kill the council and be declared a rogue ninja. Kurama said. True, but I don't think I have to worry about her being declared a criminal. Naruto thought. Speaking of which, she's waking up. Kurama said and Naruto saw Toya staring at him. Well good morning beautiful. Naruto said and she smiled a bit. Morning. What time is it? Toya asked. Only 8 a.m. Naruto said. I'm going back to sleep. Toya said. I didn't think you'd be up so early anyway. Naruto said. You were thinking about me. Your hand did the thing when it rubbed a certain spot on my head and woke me up. You only do that when you're thinking about me. Toya said and cuddled into his chest as she pulled the covers over herself. Are you cold? Naruto asked. Yeah. Toya said. I don't see how. The windows are shut and the heat seals are activated to keep the house warm. Naruto said. I know. I caught a cold. It is the middle of November. Toya said. Oh yeah. Want me to make you some soup? Naruto asked. Later. I just want to sleep right now. Toya said. Okay. I'll turn up the heat seals a bit more. Naruto said. Thank you. Toya said and went back to sleep. Sucks that she's got a cold. Hanabi was looking forward to seeing her later. Naruto thought. It'll blow over. You should use your fire chakra to warm up her body. Kurama said. Way ahead of you. Naruto thought. So, what's on the agenda for your apprentice? Kurama asked. First off, she's going to sign the contract and summon her familiar. From there on I'll train her and take her on C-rank missions after about a month and go on from there. Naruto thought. No D-rank missions? Kurama asked. Hell number. That would mean I'd have to sit there and wait for the mission to get done. I'll leave the other teams to do the D-rank missions. Naruto thought. I think it would be wise to have her do a few D-rank missions. Kurama said. I don't know. The Hyuga clan are really strict against D-rank missions for some reason. Especially the main branch. I'll ask her if she wants to do any D-rank missions or train. Naruto thought. Very well. Now, leave me alone. I'm going to sleep. Kurama said. You started talking to me first. Naruto thought. Don't care. Shut up and leave me alone. Kurama said. Asshole. Naruto thought and then saw Toya run to the bathroom to throw up, so he followed her. You sure you don't want some soup or anything? Naruto asked, as he held her hair back. Yeah, Toya said and threw up again. You're not pregnant, are you? Naruto asked. No, we haven't had sex in 3 weeks because of missions, remember? Plus I had Tsunade check last night before I came back home and she said no. Toya said. Well, you're staying in bed all day. Naruto said and rubbed her back. No shit, I can't believe I'm actually sick. I should be immune to basically everything thanks to Orochimaru. Toya said. You should, but you're not. Naruto said. You should sleep in the other room so I don't pass it on to you. Toya said and sighed as she finally stopped throwing up. Did you forget Kurama won't let me get sick? I'll be fine. Naruto said. Then you better take care of me until I feel better. Toya said, as she got in the shower. Don't worry. I'll be here all the time except when I have to train Hanabi. Naruto said. Oh yeah, you do become her sensei today. I'm coming with you. Toya said. No, you're not. You can't even keep your eyes open, you're throwing up and your body is freezing. Despite it being over 90 degrees in the apartment. You're staying home. Naruto said. I have to go. What if the shy bitch is there to try and take you away from me? Toya asked. I can handle Hinata. I'll be fine. Naruto said. This sucks. My body aches and I feel weak. I hate this. Toya said. You'll be fine. Like I said, I'll be here for you. Naruto said. Is that offer for soup still available? Toya asked. Yeah, I'll go make you some and some tea. Naruto said. Can you put lemons in the tea? Toya asked and gave him her best puppy dog face when she poked her head from behind the curtain. Yes, I'll put some lemon in the tea. No need for puppy dog eyes. Naruto said. Thank you. Toya said. You're welcome. Now, when you're done putting clothes on, get in the bed. Naruto said. I know. Can you give me a massage later? Toya asked, as she got out of the shower and he handed her a towel. Sure. After I get back. Naruto said. Thank you. Toya said and put on some panties with one of his shirts. My shirt again? Naruto asked. They're comfortable and smell like you. Toya said, as she got in bed. Your cute side is showing again. Naruto said. I don't care. As long as it's just you around. Toya said and bundled under the covers. I'll go make your tea and soup. Naruto said and kissed her forehead, making her smile. I love you. Toya said. I love you too. Naruto said. Konoha Academy. After spending the last 4 hours taking care of Toya and making sure she was comfortable, Naruto arrived at the academy. He made a pit stop to ask Shizune or Tsunade to check on Toya until he went back home and Shizune agreed to go check on her. The academy students just finished their testing and Naruto could easily see that most of them didn't take being a ninja seriously. He hoped whoever their Jonin sensei was would get them out of that. He heard Iruka in the middle of his speech and decided to save Hanabi from the pain of listening to that. He appeared in the room and all the kids started to go nuts seeing him as they heard how strong he was. Quiet down. Uruka yelled and did his infamous big head jutsu, causing the class to quiet down. Still got it, I see. Naruto said, and Uruka chuckled. I do. Now, what can I do for you, Naruto? I was in the middle of my speech and about to decide on the teams. Uruka said. I thought the Hokage or Jonin-sensei chose the teams. Naruto said. You've been out of the village training for nearly 3 years and have been out on missions, so it's not odd that you don't know. Tsunade changed it so the teachers of the class get to decide the teams. There's no more Rookie of the Year, Kunoichi of the Year or Dead Last anymore. Uruka said. Wow, I really did miss a lot. Naruto said. You sure did. So, what are you doing here? Uruka asked. I'm here for my apprentice. Naruto said, and the class gasped. Why, you're what? Uruka asked. My apprentice. Naruto said. Well, it's been nice to know you losers, but I'm out of here. I was wondering when you'd finally teach me. Konohamaru said and started to walk out of class, but Naruto grabbed him by his scarf. What are you doing? Naruto asked. Leaving with my sensei, duh. Could you hurry up? I don't want to sit through this speech. Konohamaru said. Well, too bad. You're not his apprentice. Your Jonin sensei and team has been decided long before you even graduated. Uruka said. What? Konohamaru asked. Go sit down. Uruka said. No. There has to be some kind of mistake. Konohamaru said. Go. Sit down. Naruto said and glared at Konohamaru, who quickly nodded before sitting down. Well, who is your apprentice? Uruka asked. Hanabi. Let's go, my little firecracker. Naruto said, and she blushed in embarrassment. Stop calling me that, Hanabi said, as she stood up. Mr. Namikaze. A girl said. Just Naruto. What can I do for you? Naruto asked. Why are you taking Hanabi as your apprentice? The girl asked. Because I wanted to. I could have easily chosen anybody, but she takes being a ninja more seriously than all of you. That, and there are other circumstances that I don't really feel like talking about. Any other questions? Naruto asked, and a boy raised his hand. Is it true that you're stronger than the Hokage? He asked. What do you think? Naruto asked. I don't think so. She's the Hokage, and the Hokage is supposed to be the strongest in the village. He said. Then there's your answer. Naruto said. Alright, that's enough questions. Naruto, if you'd please. I'd like to continue with my speech and selecting teams. Uruka said. Alright, ready to go? Naruto asked Hanabi. Yes. Naruto said and placed a hand on her shoulder before vanishing. Hyuga compound. We're here. Naruto said, and Hanabi fell to the ground. What was that? Hanabi asked, as the world was spinning. Hiraishin. Naruto said. Can you warn me next time? I don't feel so good. Hanabi said. The side effects will wear off soon. Naruto said, as they walked into the compound. What are we doing here? I thought we had to do the typical introductions and everything. Hanabi said. Nah. It's pointless and we already know each other. Naruto said, as they went to the Hyuga dojo. Then what are we doing? Hanabi asked. Training, of course. I want you to put on your training gear. I want to test where you're at. Naruto said. Okay. Hanabi said and bowed before leaving. Naruto, I hope I'm not interrupting anything. Hiyashi said, as he entered the dojo. Not at all. We just got here and she's putting on her training gear to have a spar with me. I want to see where she is at. Naruto said. Her skills are better than Hinata's. Hiyashi said, and Naruto chuckled. Even with the Byakugan, you're still blind to the truth. Naruto said. Care to explain? Hiyashi asked. Sure. Hanabi was never on Hinata's level. Hinata just never wanted to hurt her sister, so she held back. You saw during the chunin exams how she was able to go toe-to-toe with Neji when she got serious. Imagine what she would have done to Hanabi had she taken her seriously. If anything, Hinata showed Hanabi mercy when they used to spar, Naruto said. I see. Without the Byakugan you have better eyes than myself. Hiyashi said, and Hanabi came back to the dojo. I'm ready, Naruto-sensei. Hanabi said. Alright, I'll make a shadow clone and I want you to go all out against it. After that I'll tell you what we'll work on for the rest of the day. Naruto said. Okay. Hanabi said. Naruto created a shadow clone and the spar began. Hiyashi sat next to Naruto and assessed Hanabi as well. While Hanabi was fighting, Naruto noticed Hanabi wasn't comfortable with the way she was using the gentle fist. He saw she had the power, but she was fighting against herself as well. Overall he put her at low mid-genin level in terms of taijutsu, which isn't good for somebody who has been training in taijutsu for almost 10 years. Naruto nodded to his shadow clone and the shadow clone then quickly disabled Hanabi by striking her pressure points. I've seen enough. Naruto said. I can't move. Hanabi said. Oh, right. The shadow clone said and reversed the effects. So, how'd I do? Hanabi asked and flinched when Hiyashi looked at her. Don't be afraid to ask how you did in front of me. You did good, but you should be way ahead of your current level given how long you've been training, but it's your teacher's fault and not yours. Naruto said. What do you mean? Hiyashi asked. While she has the potential to be great. Possibly greater than both Neji and Hinata. Her movements do not fit her. She's fighting against herself as well when she fights and I have a feeling why. Naruto said pulled out some chakra paper. What's that? Hanabi asked. Chakra paper. Naruto said. What does that have to do with my taijutsu? Hanabi asked. You'll see. Channel some chakra into this. Naruto said and gave Hanabi the paper. Okay. Hanabi said, as she channeled chakra into the paper causing it to split into two parts. One crumpled into a small ball and the other turned to dirt, but had crystals inside of it. Like I thought. Whoever trained you must have an earth chakra nature and they taught you to fight like them, which is power-based, causing you to be stiff when you strike. You can fight like that, but your lightning chakra nature requires you to flow freely and not control the movements, but guide them. You can still do power, but you shouldn't focus solely on that. Now, go again and this time do what feels natural to you. Naruto said and she nodded. Hanabi activated her Byakugan and fought his shadow clone again. This time he saw a significant difference in her fighting style and noticed she was more relaxed. Hiyashi also took note of this and was once again surprised Naruto saw something that none of the Hyuga clan was able to see. The spar went on for 15 minutes until Naruto called it off. How was that? Hanabi asked. A lot better. You'll get better as your training goes on and we'll make your gentle fist style unique. Naruto said. Unique how? Hanabi said. By channeling lighting chakra into your attacks to affect the nerves inside the body as well while you block your opponent's chakra points. Naruto said. I can do that. Hanabi asked. Yes, but you'll need to learn to control your lightning chakra nature. You won't be a one-dimensional ninja after I'm done training you. Taijutsu will be your specialty, but you'll also have ninjutsu and kenjutsu to back you up. Naruto said. The Hyuga clan doesn't use ninjutsu or kenjutsu. Hanabi said. No offense to the Hyuga clan, but to hell with that. You're my apprentice now. Naruto said and Hiyashi had a question. Her earth chakra nature had crystals in it. How is it possible for her to have a Kekkei Genkai other than the Byakugan? Hiyashi asked. The crystal release isn't really a Kekkei Genkai. It's just so rare that people think it's a Kekkei Genkai. Nothing you combine with earth gives you the crystal Kekkei Genkai. It's just an extremely advanced version of earth-style ninjutsu. I have some scrolls with some crystal ninjutsu for her to learn from. Naruto said. Very well. Hiyashi said and bowed before leaving the dojo so they could train. Can I take a break? Hanabi asked. Sure. I wasn't about to get on the next lesson anyway. I just want you to choose a weapon of choice. Naruto said. A weapon? What for? Hanabi asked. For your kenjutsu lessons. Naruto said. Oh, I have an idea, but I can't describe it. Can I draw it instead? Hanabi asked. Sure. Naruto said and unsealed some paper with a pen. Thanks. Hanabi said and started to draw. After we're done with your lessons, I'm going to have you sign the fox contract. Lady Katsumi already knows you won't be able to summon anything bigger than a spy fox, but she's okay with that. We won't train every day as you will need rest. That means we'll train Monday, Wednesday, Friday and a small 2-hour session Saturday morning. If I'm not in the village because of a mission you can do what you want, but I want you to at least train for 2 hours a day while I'm gone. Naruto said. Okay. What about my missions? I don't have to do those stupid D-rank missions, do I? Hanabi asked. No. A D-rank mission doesn't really help you become a ninja. It's there if you want to make some extra cash though. We'll do C-rank delivery and escort missions. When you're ready, I might take you on a B-rank mission. Hell, I may bring you along one of my missions just so you can see what a higher ranked mission is like. You won't fight, but you'll still be there. We've got a few months before the chunin exams start again in Konoha, so I'll be entering you in those as well. Which brings up our training for tomorrow. We'll be going into the Forest of Death tomorrow. Naruto said. Why? Hanabi asked. Because the Forest of Death is always the second part in the chunin exams when you're in Konoha. There's nothing wrong with having the advantage over your opponents. I want you to get a layout of the forest, the animals in there, and I'll show you where the main tower is. Naruto said. Do I need to bring anything? Hanabi asked. Just your ninja gear and a book to write in. Naruto said. Okay. I'm finished with my weapon. Hanabi said and showed it to him. Seems easy enough to have made. Naruto said and summoned a toad. What's up? The toad asked. I need you to take this to Iron Country. You know where I had my kunai made, and I want you to give this to the blacksmith to make. The money will be in the scroll as well. Naruto said, and the toad took the scroll before leaving. Can I still practice the Hyuga clan techniques still? I have some that I want to learn and have been secretly practicing on. Hanabi said and grabbed a bag she hid under a floorboard. I'm guessing these are the ones you secretly practice. Naruto said. Yeah, I'm not able to get them, but maybe with you training me I can learn some of them before the chunin exams. Hanabi said. That's what I'm here for. When you're ready, the Fox clan will also start teaching you some of their techniques as well. Naruto said. Okay. Hanabi said and stood up. Ready to train? Naruto asked. Yes, sensei. Hanabi said. Okay. What's the furthest you've gotten in the 8 trigrams techniques? Naruto asked. I can do the 8 trigrams 16 palms, but I'm struggling a bit with the 8 trigrams 32 palms. Hanabi said. Then that's what we'll work on today. There's one thing you should know about your Byakugan as well. Naruto said. What is it? I thought I was told everything about the Byakugan. Hanabi said. No. One important factor that you need to know is that every Byakugan has the same blind spot. The blind spot is located at the back of your neck above the thoracic vertebrae. During a fight with somebody, you'll want to keep a constant flow of chakra coming from that to avoid an attack from that spot. Naruto said. I don't have much chakra though. Hanabi said. That's fine. I'll work on expanding your reserves by having you basically drain them during training and have them fill up. You'll be a unique individual because your reverses are still growing, so you'll be able to have large reserves and near perfect control over them. Now, let's get started. Naruto said. 5 hours later. Naruto returned home after his training with Hanabi and he was proud of the results. She was on the right track with the 8 trigrams 32 palms and he figured she would have it down after a few more days of training. She refused to end the session as she felt that if she didn't get it today she would be letting him down. He explained to her that he would be proud of her if it took her 5 years to get the move down and that made her feel better. She liked training with Naruto rather than the Hyuga clan members since he wasn't training her ruthlessly like they did and he allowed her breaks in between sessions. The session ended with her signing the Fox contract and her familiar was the same fox she always played with. She was allowed to name the fox so she called her Hitomi, which was her mother's name. Naruto remembers the look on Hanabi's face when the fox finally started talking to her and told her she had to pretend to be a normal fox. Right now he walked into his house and saw Shizune on the couch reading a book. Hey, Naruto said. Oh, hi, Naruto. Shizune said. How is she? Naruto asked. We had an emergency earlier, but me and Lady Tsunade handled the problem. Shizune said. What happened? Naruto asked. Apparently her body is reacting to her not being experimented on anymore and the side effects are just now kicking in. Sweating, vomiting, severe pain and horrible headaches. Lady Tsunade figured it out quite easily and managed to fix the problem. The trigger was the cold she has now and Tsunade had to basically flush out her entire system with water. There was a black substance that was pulled out of her and it was some kind of injection that wasn't active until she got sick. She's still immune to poison still and after she's better I doubt she'll get sick again. We have our medical team researching the black substance now to figure out what it is. Shizune said and Naruto sighed. I guess it's a good thing I asked both of you to check on her. Naruto said. It is. She's in the room right now. Just keep her warm, a moist towel on her head, Maybe massage her every few hours and try to get some food in her stomach. She'll be okay in a few weeks, but right now she's not to leave the bed unless it's to use the bathroom, and Lady Tsunade is taking you off of missions for now." Shizune said, and Naruto gave her a hug. "Thank you, Shizune," Naruto said and smiled. "You're welcome. I'll come check on her tomorrow throughout the day while you're with Hanabi to see how she's doing," Shizune said before leaving, and Naruto went to his room. "I heard you had quite the day," Naruto said, as he knelt by the bedside and moved some hair out of her face. "Yeah, I'm glad you're back," Toya said and smiled a bit. "How are you feeling?" Naruto asked. "Like shit. I can't move unless I want to feel pain," Toya said. Shizune said, "I should give you a massage every few hours to relieve you of the pain." "Do you want one now?" Naruto asked. "No. Can you just hold me?" Toya asked, and he climbed in bed then gently pulled her to his chest. "Does this hurt?" Naruto asked. "No. It feels perfect. Can you make me some more soup and tea later?" Toya asked. "Sure. I'll make some in 2 hours," Naruto said. "How was it with Hanabi today?" Toya asked. "It was fine. Konohamaru thought I was there for him. Her skills are good for her age, but bad for somebody training as long as she has in the Hyuga clan. I got her on the right track though. She'll be ready for the chunin exams in a few months," Naruto said. "Did the bitch show up?" Toya asked, and he chuckled. "No. She's out on a mission with her team," Naruto said. "Good. I don't want to have to kick her ass while I'm like this," Toya said. "You just want a reason to fight her since you can't do it without getting suspended," Naruto said. "Maybe if I had a spar with her I could fight her and not get in trouble," Toya said. "Toya, stop. You have no competition when it comes to females. You're the sexiest girl in the village," Naruto said. "You're right. I'm the sexiest bitch here. I don't need to worry about her stealing you," Toya said. "Does that mean you won't come watch me train Hanabi at the Hyuga compound?" Naruto asked. "Don't push it," Toya said and yawned. "I'm just playing. Go to sleep," Naruto said, and she was already out by the time he finished his sentence. 3 weeks later, Naruto was in the middle of watching Hanabi spar against one of his shadow clones, and he had to say he was proud of the progress she's made so far. She completely mastered the 8 trigrams 32 palms, and Naruto had her working on the 8 trigrams 64 palms now. Her ninjutsu was limited because she asked Naruto to wait until she had the 8 trigrams 64 palms down before she learned any ninjutsu, and he agreed. He did teach her some kenjutsu and she was surprisingly good at it, which surprised Hiyashi since nobody has ever used anything more than a kunai in the Hyuga clan. "Alright, Hanabi. That's enough," Naruto said, and she stopped before she could strike the shadow clone. "What do you think?" Hanabi asked. "You're really close. Next session you should have it down," Naruto said, and she nodded before sitting down. "What are we going to do now, Naruto-sensei?" Hanabi asked. "It depends. Did you keep your resistance seal active this entire time?" Naruto asked. "Yes. It was a pain to move with them the first few days, but I'm used to them now. I feel like I've gotten faster," Hanabi said. "That's because you have. The speed you're fighting at now with the resistance seals activated was your old speed from before. Now, I want you to keep those on until next week, and then we'll go to the training grounds to see how fast you are," Naruto said. "What about my ninjutsu and kenjutsu?" Hanabi asked. "We're going to speed up your training a bit since I want you to at least compete in the next chunin exams to get a taste of what it is," Naruto said. "How are we going to speed up my training?" Hanabi asked. "With shadow clones," Naruto said. "What is a clone going to help me with?" Hanabi asked. "Everything the shadow clone sees, hears and does will go back to the original once it's dispelled. The more shadow clones you make, the less time it will take you to learn something," Naruto said. "Awesome. How many can I make?" Hanabi asked. "Maybe 2 at the most thanks to your high level of chakra control, but for now I'll start you off at 1," Naruto said. "Well, how many can you make?" Hanabi asked. "I honestly don't know. The most I created at once was 1,000 and I wasn't even tired after I made that many," Naruto said. "That's not fair," Hanabi said. "You have to realize that I have more chakra than everyone combined in this village. Even without the 9 tails I'll be able to make a lot. Uzumaki have extremely large chakra reserves," To make a shadow clone you need to divide your chakra evenly between yourself and the clone. We've been working on expanding your chakra reserves and your chakra control the past 3 weeks, so you'll be okay. You have great chakra control and should get this down pretty easily. After that, you have an hour for lunch. Naruto said. Why an hour? It's usually 30 minutes. Hanabi said. I have to go check on Toya and see how she's doing today. Naruto said. Will she be able to come next time? Hanabi asked. Maybe, but don't get your hopes up. Even if she does come, she won't be able to help since I don't think she'll be cleared to train just yet. Naruto said. Okay. Hanabi said. Let's get started. Naruto said. Naruto showed her how to properly mold the chakra for the shadow clone jutsu and watched as she struggled a bit. Her clones at first were horrible versions, but he encouraged her by saying that's how a regular clone would turn out for him if he tried to do it. After about 50 attempts she finally got it, and Naruto had her dispel it after saying something in the shadow clone's ear. She got the message and remembered what the shadow clone's ability was. Right now he just arrived at his apartment to check on Toya. I'm home, Naruto said, and she walked up to him. Hey, Toya said and wrapped her arms around his neck. How are you feeling? Naruto asked and gave her a kiss. A lot better. I'm able to move around now. Toya said. Still feeling some pain? Naruto asked. A bit, but your massages really help. Shizune stopped by earlier and told me I should be back to normal for training in 2 more weeks. Toya said. Good. Hanabi keeps asking about you. You should come with me when I get back to the Hyuga dojo. Naruto said. I'll think about it. So, what are you doing here? Toya asked. I gave her an hour for lunch to come check on you and spend some time together. Naruto said, as he sat on the couch. That's so sweet of you. Toya said and sat on his lap. You want something, don't you? Naruto asked and she smirked. I do, but I can't have what I want right now. Toya said. Maybe you should go soak in the hot springs to speed up your recovery. You're not the only one who wants that. Pervy Sage isn't in the village right now, so it's safe. Naruto said. How do you know he's not hiding his presence? Toya asked. He can't hide from me. If you want, you can have my seal that prevents people from looking through it. Naruto said. Give it here. I'll grab Karen and head over there later. Toya said. What's she been up to lately? I haven't seen her around a lot. Naruto said. She's been working non-stop at the hospital. Apparently all the patients are being difficult since I'm not around anymore. Toya said. That's because you have them distracted when you're wearing your nurse outfit. I know I'd be distracted if I saw you wearing that. Naruto said and she smirked. Would you like for me to wear it for you? Toya asked. Sure, but let's wait until you're fully healed up before that. I don't want to put you in any more pain than you're already in. Naruto said. Deal. I'll stop wearing the outfit at the hospital and only wear it at home. It's optional anyway. Toya said. I should have known. Naruto said and Toya giggled. That's optional, but you joining me in the shower isn't. Let's go. Toya said and got off of him. Toya, we can't, remember? Naruto asked. Just because you can't fuck my brains out doesn't mean we can't do other things. Now, bring your ass. Toya said and stripped before walking away. I've got 45 minutes to spare. Naruto said and went after her. 1 hour later. You're late, Hanabi said, as Naruto arrived at the dojo. Sorry. I got caught up with Toya. Naruto said. What were you doing? Hanabi asked. How old are you? Naruto asked. 12. Hanabi said. I'll tell you when you're older. Naruto said. Fine. What are we doing now? Hanabi asked. Make a shadow clone. I'm going to work with you on Kenjutsu while your clone practices the 8 trigrams 64 palms. Naruto said and unsealed their practice swords. When is my sword going to be ready? Hanabi asked, as she made the shadow clone. Soon. Naruto said and made his own shadow clone to work with Hanabi's shadow clone. Same as last time, Hanabi asked. Yup. Come at me with everything you know so far. Depending on how well you do, I might teach you a new move. Naruto said. Hanabi quickly ran at him, jumped and swung her sword at his head, which he easily blocked. Her movement wasn't wasted as she used her momentum to kick off of him and went for an upward slash that he blocked. He was impressed since she was no longer wasting her movements and putting them together. Naruto went on the offensive and swung horizontally at her stomach, which she blocked with her sword. Her eyes widened when he vanished from her sight, so she activated her Byakugan to find him and barely blocked an overhead strike. Good. You're learning from your mistakes last time. Just because it's Kenjutsu doesn't mean you can't use your Byakugan. When we move outside for more training, I want you to use them when we use chakra-based attacks. Naruto said, and she nodded. Yes, sensei. Hanabi said. Naruto nodded, and then with her Byakugan still active, Hanabi jumped over a sword aimed at her ankles, then swung her sword at the shadow clone underneath her, but was kicked away by Naruto. Hanabi rolled to her feet and charged at Naruto again with her Byakugan blazing, then did multiple slashes at Naruto, who easily blocked them. The way Hanabi was progressing during a fight was nice to see from Naruto, and he knew he made the right decision in having her take on Kenjutsu lessons. Her ability to dodge was even better thanks to Anko deciding to play random games of kunai tag with Hanabi in the Forest of Death. After another hour of sparring and correcting her mistakes, Naruto held his hand up, ending the session. Hanabi fell to the ground breathing heavily, and Naruto smiled at her. Good job. You learned from your mistakes while we were sparring and managed to make me take it up a notch. I'd say you're mid-genin in terms of Kenjutsu. Are you sure you've never used Kenjutsu before? Naruto asked, and Hanabi nodded. I've never picked up a weapon other than kunai and shuriken in my life until you started to teach me. Hanabi said. It's like second nature to you, and you've grown a lot in 3 weeks. You went from having no skills in Kenjutsu to low genin already. Keep this up and your Kenjutsu skills will catch up with your Taijutsu skills by the chunin exams. Naruto said. What would you put my Taijutsu skills at? Hanabi asked. Well, after I fixed your problem, your skills went from low genin to mid genin, and you're only getting better. Taijutsu will definitely be your strong suit in the exams, but you'll use the element of surprise. You're a Hyuga and people just expect you to fight up close. Imagine their surprise when they run into a Hyuga that can fight at any distance. Naruto said. How much time do we have until the chunin exams? Hanabi asked. About 3 or 4 months. Training may start to slow down with me going back on missions soon. However, I'll set you up to go on missions as well, but only C-ranked missions. Naruto said. Will we go on missions though? Hanabi asked. Yes. I'll take you out to gain some experience. We'll mainly do bandit camp eliminations. They aren't really that strong and will give you more experience fighting more than one person using your Byakugan, since they like to gang up on people. Naruto said. I don't have to kill them, do I? Hanabi asked. No. You can disable them and turn them in for money. Naruto said. Okay. Hanabi said. Let's change subjects. Tomorrow you have off, but Friday I'll be giving you a chakra blade to use until your sword arrives. I'll be teaching you some Kenjutsu techniques to go along with your skills. Chakra control is essential, so be prepared to learn water walking Friday. Naruto said. Is that the final one for chakra control? Hanabi asked. No. There are lots of ways to learn chakra control. For instance, Tsunade has her medical ninja learn to separate different colors of sand with their chakra. Then you have chakra nature control lessons, waterfall walking, whirlpool walking, Senbon balancing, shuriken balancing, kunai balancing, and more. You should have done some of the basic ones in the academy already. Naruto said. We did. I learned shuriken balancing, kunai balancing, and leaf balancing. You taught me tree walking. Hanabi said. Good. Remember those other ones if you really want to test your chakra control. I want you to release your shadow clone and tell me how it did. Naruto said, and she did as told. I'm closer. I'm still having the same problem keeping my balance. It's like my body can't move at the speed it needs to. Hanabi said. I know. You should be able to do it with your resistance seals deactivated, but I want you to learn it with them activated. Naruto said. Why? Hanabi asked. Because I'm going to do the same thing when you want to learn the 8 trigrams 128 palms. Imagine you have the resistance seals on and your opponent finds an opening to escape. You can quickly deactivate the resistance seals and catch your opponent off guard to finish the attack. Naruto said. I guess that makes sense. Everything is so weird because I'm used to the Hyuga way of training. Hanabi said. That's why you have me. Naruto said, and then the dojo opened up. Pardon the interruption, but Lord Hiyashi has requested Lady Hanabi's presence in his office. A Hyuga guard said. Alright, training is over for the day. Tomorrow is your day to relax. Naruto said and Hanabi bowed. Yes sensei. Hanabi said and left with the guard. I know you're there. Naruto said and Neji appeared. I was wondering when you'd find me. Neji said. I knew you were there from the start. So, what can I do for you? Naruto asked. I was checking on Hanabi's training to see how it was going. I wanted to see if the rumors of her being your apprentice were true or not. Neji said. Oh, that's not a rumor. Naruto said and Neji smirked. How good is she? Neji asked. She has the potential to be even better than you and Hinata with the way she progresses. Naruto said. Where does she currently stand in the newest rookie class? Neji asked. She's easily at the top. If you don't want her to surpass you so soon, then I suggest you pick up your training. Naruto said. I think we both know she's still some few years away from surpassing me. Neji said and now Naruto smirked. Can't blame me for trying. I need to go see Kurenai. I'll see you around, Neji. Naruto said and walked out. Kurenai's apartment. Come on, Kurenai. Please. Enko begged and Kurenai sighed. No, Enko. Kurenai said. Why not? Enko asked. Because I have a child on the way. I can't keep lending you money to help with your dango addiction. Why don't you go ask Iruka for some money? Kurenai asked. He cut me off. Enko said and pouted. I wonder why. Kurenai said and then Naruto appeared in the apartment. Yo. Naruto said. Look who finally decided to come see us. Enko said. I just saw you 2 months ago on my birthday. Naruto said. Yeah, and we haven't seen you since. What happened? Kurenai asked. Missions. Toya got really sick and I was training my apprentice. Naruto said. Your apprentice? Kurenai asked. Hanabi Hyuga. Kevin said. Ah yes. My kunai tag partner. How's she doing? Enko asked. She's fine, but I don't think she's available for a game of kunai tag. Naruto said. Ah, I just bought some new kunai though. Enko said and then grinned at Naruto. Don't even think about it. Naruto said. Fine. First Kurenai won't give me money for dango and now I don't have a kunai tag partner. Enko said. Why don't you ask Iruka for some money? Naruto asked. He cut her off. Kurenai said. Well, given how I've seen her spend 2S rank missions worth of money on dango in 2 months, I don't blame him. Naruto said. Can you two stop ganging up on me? Enko asked and rolled her eyes. Fine. What are you doing here, Naruto? Kurenai asked. I just stopped by to see how you're doing and if you needed anything. Naruto said. That's sweet, but I've got everything I need for now. Asuma and I haven't really gone too crazy with spending since this apartment is kind of small. We're waiting for the compound to be finished. Kurenai said. Oh yeah, when is that going to be done? My place is kind of small for 2 people. Enko said. You live in this same building. How is your place too small for 2 people? Kurenai asked. Well, with all of my torturing tools and sex toys all over the place, I don't really have any space. Enko said. I regret asking. Kurenai said. Anyway, the compound will be done in a few months. Tsunade and his crew will be coming to finish the compound in a few months, then everyone can move in. Naruto said. Finally. I've been holding off on buying stuff so I won't take up any more space. Enko said. Why don't you use storage scrolls to free up space? Naruto asked and Enko just looked at him. You don't use storage scrolls, do you? Kurenai asked and Enko sheepishly smiled. I kind of forgot about those. Enko said. You know, it's a good thing Iruka is the brains of your relationship. Kurenai said. Hey, I'm smart. Enko said. Are you really? Kurenai asked. Yes. Enko said. Don't worry, Kurenai. She's smart in her own way. Naruto said. Thank you, Naruto. Wait a fucking minute. Enko said and narrowed her eyes, making them laugh. Oh stop. We're just messing with you, Enko. Kurenai said. Whatever. Enko said. Do you know the gender of the baby? Naruto asked. No, not yet. Asuma hopes it's a boy though. Kurenai said. It's going to be a girl. Naruto said. How do you know? Kurenai asked. Call it a hunch. Where is Asuma anyway? Naruto asked. Yeah, I haven't seen him in about a week and I've seen his team. Enko said. He was needed for an S-rank mission to back up a squad of Anbu. He should have been back by now. Kurenai said and Naruto noticed the leaves fall off one of her plants the moment she said that. Hey, I've gotta do something. I'll be back later, okay? Naruto asked. Sure, Kurenai said and he vanished. I wonder what that was about. Enko said. Tsunade's office. Mom, I need answers. Are you okay? Naruto asked, as he appeared in the office and saw she was not in the best of moods. No. What did you need? Tsunade asked. Kurenai is worried about Asuma and I wanted to know when he's coming back. Naruto said and she was silent for about 2 minutes. He's not. His squad was ambushed on their way back and only one Anbu member made it back but died during the operation. Tsunade said and Naruto narrowed his eyes. Who did it? Naruto asked. It was Danzo's root Anbu. The only surviving member managed to take out the last of the root Anbu and seal away the bodies of his teammates before returning on borrowed time. He described them as blank masked Anbu with the root symbol on it. Tsunade said and gave him a scroll. What's this? Naruto asked. In that scroll is everything that belongs to Asuma. Please give that to Kurenai. Tsunade said and Naruto sighed. Making me do the dirty work, huh? Naruto jokes to lighten the mood. Think of it as practice for when you finally become Hokage. Tsunade said and smiled a bit. Why did you choose me to give this to Kurenai? Wouldn't you be better off having Enko do this? Naruto asked. I was, but you're close to Kurenai as well and you just so happened to show up. You should probably tell Team 10 as well. Tsunade said. Yeah, I guess you're right. Naruto said and created shadow clones that left to tell Team 10 to go to Kurenai's apartment. Before you go and do anything reckless, just know that I told Jiraiya to have spy toads set around the Land of Fire. They'll report to you and I'm giving you full authority to eliminate them. You have Sannin traveling rights thanks to you being the apprentice of Jiraiya, but I would like for you to at least attempt to capture one to interrogate. Tsunade said. Thanks. Naruto said and vanished. Kurenai's apartment. Does anybody know why we're here? Ino asked. Not a clue. Naruto just said to get over here and that it was urgent. Shikamaru said. Well, he needs to hurry up. Her apartment wasn't meant to have this many people in it. Enko said. Relax, Enko. I'm sure Naruto's reasoning is pretty good. Besides, I don't mind the company. Kurenai said and then Naruto appeared in the apartment. Good. You're all here. Naruto said. What's the big idea? Your clone interrupted me in the shower. Ino said. I was busy watching the clouds. Shikamaru said. I was just about to taste some new recipes. Choji said and Naruto just sighed. I'm sorry, Kurenai. Naruto said and handed her the scroll. What's this? Kurenai asked. Look at what's inside. Naruto said and she unsealed the scroll revealing Asuma's belongings. No. Kurenai whispered and just stood there in shock. No way. You're kidding me. Enko said. I'm not. Naruto said. Asuma-sensei is dead. Ino asked. Yeah. Naruto said and she started to cry. But how? Choji asked. He was ambushed on his last mission. The only survivor made it back with his teammates' bodies sealed away, but died during his operation. Naruto said. Who did it? Enko asked. Danzo's root Anbu. Naruto said. That old son of a bitch. Enko said and gave Kurenai a hug as she started to cry. Tell me everything. Shikamaru said, as he got in Naruto's face. First off, don't get in my face because you won't like the end result. Second, I just told you what I know and that's all I was told. Naruto said and Ino got between them. Calm down, Shikamaru. Naruto didn't do it and he's just doing what he's told. Ino said. Don't bother looking for him either. You won't find him. Danzo hides in the shadows and now that he's a criminal, he's sending out the best of his organization. I know the three of you are going to try and plan to attack him, but it won't work. They attack in groups of at least 10 to 20. He's been building this organization since our parents were babies and possibly before that. Naruto said. Then what should we do? We can't let Danzo get away with this. Ino said. Trust me. Danzo will get what's coming to him soon. He's on borrowed time and he knows it. This was the final straw for him. Naruto said. Listen, can you all give me and Kurenai some time alone? Enko asked, as she took Kurenai to her room. Let's go. Ino said, as she left with Choji and Shikamaru. Kurenai, you're not alone. I'll help any way I can with the baby. Naruto said. Thank you, Naruto. Kurenai said and he left. Naruto's apartment. I'm home. Naruto said. He didn't get a response, so he walked around and saw Toya sleeping in the room. It was still early out, so he kissed her on the forehead, grabbed the kubikiribocho and left to get some training done. He was going to train with Kurama as well, so he was going to need a powerful barrier since he would be working on the tailed beast bomb. He was going to make Danzo pay, but he had to deal with the Akatsuki first. He arrived at the training field where he learned the Rasenshuriken, and before could get started, he felt somebody appear in the area trying to hide their presence. "I know you're there," Naruto said. "At least I tried," Kakashi said, as he walked out from behind a tree. "I was going to come look for you after I was done training." Naruto said. "Oh, what for?" Kakashi asked, and Naruto stabbed the kubikiribocho into the ground. "We need to talk, and you know exactly what I mean," Naruto said. Kakashi was just staring at his former student, who looked like he was going to rip his head off if he didn't tell him what he wanted. This was a conversation Kakashi knew was going to happen, and soon. He sighed and motioned for Naruto to sit on the ground. "I'm guessing this is about the way I've been treating you up until Lord Third's death," Kakashi said. "Yeah. Between you and the elders, you're my best choice for finding out the absolute truth," Naruto said. "Fair point. Alright, this is how it started," Kakashi said. Flashback. It's been a few days since the Nine Tails attack and the death of Minato and Kushina. Naruto was being kept in the hospital, and Kakashi was there every day checking on him to see how he was doing. Kakashi even finished his missions quicker to come see Naruto, and even fed him a few times when the nurses blatantly ignored his cries. His usual late excuses became genuine, but nobody believed him when he said he was taking care of a baby. However, that all came to an end when the third Hokage caught wind of this. "You wanted to see me, Lord Hokage?" Kakashi asked. "Yes. I was aware that you have been spending a lot of time at the hospital in the nursery area," Hiruzen said. "Yes," Kakashi said. "I'm ordering you to stop," Hiruzen said, and Kakashi raised his visible eyebrow. "May I ask why?" Kakashi asked. "You know why. We can't have people knowing Naruto is related to Minato or Kushina. It is much too dangerous if he is seen around you," Hiruzen said. "Then you're going to not like what I have to say next." "I want to adopt Naruto and take care of him," Kakashi said. "Absolutely not. He's our Jinchuriki, and I cannot allow him to be adopted into a clan. The power balance would be unfair," Hiruzen said. "I'm not part of a clan. I'm technically a civilian. The Hitaki were never a clan. I am eligible to adopt him. Besides, Lady Kushina and Minato-sensei both entrusted me with Naruto's safety if anything were to happen to them," Kakashi said. "Your Anbu Black Ops missions will not leave you time to care for a child," Hiruzen said. "True, but I'm no longer in the Anbu. I'm a regular Jonin now," Kakashi said, and Hiruzen narrowed his eyes. "Damn brat," Hiruzen thought. "Not anymore, you're not. Effective immediately you will report back to the Anbu. This is not up for discussion. Naruto is in my care, he will be placed into the orphanage. He will be watched every day by Anbu to make sure he doesn't go crazy when he gets older," Hiruzen said. "You're making it seem as if he's an unstable Jinchuriki. He's just a kid, and your actions make it seem like he's a weapon for this village," Kakashi said. "He's property of the Leaf Village, and that is final," Hiruzen said. "Minato-sensei and Lady Kushina would be ashamed of how you're treating their son. What happened to the honest man that was once Hokage, or was that just a farce to fool everybody?" Kakashi asked. "That same man is here, but I must put the village's happiness first, and if I have to do it at the expense of a Jinchuriki, then so be it. You're dismissed and you're banned from seeing Naruto in the hospital," Hiruzen said, and Kakashi stormed out of the office. 5 years later, Kakashi was just returning from another S-rank mission in the Anbu when he heard shouting coming from an alley. He let his curiosity get the best of him, and when he arrived in the alley, he saw a little boy on the ground bleeding with his blonde hair matted down by blood. Kakashi quickly intervened and apprehended everyone there. "All of you get down here now," Kakashi said with authority, and then 2 Anbu members dropped down. "Yes, Captain," Boar asked. "Why were you just up there watching?" Kakashi asked. "We are under strict orders to only interfere when he is close to using the Nine Tails chakra," Wolf said. "Who gave you that order?" Kakashi asked. "Lord Hokage," Boar said. "I see. Excuse me, but I need to have a talk with the Hokage," Kakashi said and vanished. "Here is an office. Lord Hokage, Dog is here to see you. His secretary said. Send him in. Hiruzen said. Yes sir. His secretary said, and then Kakashi came in, then ripped his mask off his face. What the hell are you thinking? Kakashi asked. Excuse me. Hiruzen asked. Your actions against Naruto. Allowing the villagers to beat him and only have the Anbu step in when he's close to using the Nine Tails chakra. Kakashi said. They found him. Hiruzen thought. Take me to where he is located. Hiruzen said. Why? So you can manipulate him. I know what you're doing and it's going to come back and bite you in the ass. Kakashi said. One more slip up and I'll have you sent to blood prison. Hiruzen said. Go ahead. You know this village needs a shinobi of my caliber since we're not fully recovered from the Nine Tails attack. I'm the strongest Anbu member you've got and you know you can't afford to lose me. Kakashi said. You wanna play like that, fine. From this day forward you are banned from coming within 100 feet of Naruto Uzumaki. You will not speak to him, look at him, nor will you teach him anything. The council has approved of your request to have him in your team thanks to your Sharingan being able to control him, but you will not teach him anything. Doing so will result in a sentence to blood prison, your death, and if you even think about uttering a word about this to anybody I will torture Naruto in front of you. Dismissed. Hiruzen said, and before Kakashi did something that made him a rogue ninja he left. He's becoming too much of a risk to keep alive, Hiruzen. What shall we do? A man in the shadows asked. Eliminate him immediately and make it look like a rogue ninja attack. We can have your root Anbu fill his role with the dangerous missions. Do not fail me, Danzo. This is an important mission. Hiruzen said, and Danzo walked out of the shadows. Of course not. I'll send 20 of my best Anbu after him. Danzo said. Good. Now, I must go and do my grandfatherly duties with Naruto. Hiruzen said. I believe if you want him to believe you're on his side, it's best that you give him an apartment. Stick him in the red light district where most of our crime happens. They'll undoubtedly beat him and break him mentally to the point where he only has you to rely on. Danzo said, and Hiruzen nodded. Yes, I was already thinking of doing that anyway. I'll cut his orphan check down to 25% of what he should get and we'll go from there. Hiruzen said, and left unaware that Kakashi was hiding outside the window listening to them. Flashback end. After all of that I forced myself to act like I didn't care about you or your training. I wasn't even supposed to teach you tree climbing, but we were out of the village at the time so I was able to. I told him that you watched the team from afar and taught yourself. Kakashi said. So, there's just one thing I need to know. Naruto said. What's that? Kakashi asked. Why didn't you just leave some scrolls for me secretly to learn from? Naruto asked. I did. All those scrolls that would randomly pop up at your apartment were from me, but you turned them down because they weren't kick-ass super duper awesome ninjutsu. Your words, not mine. Kakashi said. They were scrolls on low-rank ninjutsu. At that time even I knew I would never be able to do a low-rank jutsu because of how much chakra I had. Which is something everyone, but me, failed to realize. Naruto said. Right. Given everything I told you, what would your reaction be to Lord Third? Kakashi asked. I've got a good mind to dig him up, revive him and kill him myself. Naruto said, and Kakashi just looked at him. Seriously? Kakashi asked. Dead serious. Naruto said. Well, keep that to yourself. Wouldn't want the Hokage getting word of that. Kakashi said. She already knows how I feel about him. So does Pervy Sage. Naruto said. Of course they do. I see you have the Kubikiribocho with you. Are you about to train? Kakashi asked. That's why I'm here. Naruto said. Would you like a partner? Kakashi asked. Can you withstand a tailed beast bomb? Naruto asked. Well, would you look at the time? I'm late for a meeting with Guy. Kakashi said and vanished. Time to train. Naruto said and entered his Nine Tails chakra mode. Few hours. After training for nearly 5 hours, Naruto finally stopped and decided to go home. He finally finished the tailed beast bomb with Kurama helping him, and he brushed up on his taijutsu skills. He stopped by Ichiraku Ramen to pick up some food for Toya since he has a feeling she didn't eat today, and when he arrived back at the apartment, the lights were still off. He placed the food on the table and went to the bedroom to see Toya still sleeping. He sighed and decided to wake her up to eat. Hey, Toya, wake up, Naruto said, as he shook her and removed some hair out of her face. Go away. Toya mumbled. You need to wake up and eat. You've been sleeping all day. Naruto said. I'm tired and sore. Just leave me alone. Toya said. Sorry. No can do. You need to eat. Naruto said and picked her up. I want ramen. Toya said, as she buried her head in his neck. Way ahead of you. I stopped by Ichiraku Ramen and got your usual for you. Naruto said and she smiled a bit. Thank you. Toya said, as he sat her down. No problem. Eat up and then you can go back to sleep. Naruto said. How was Hanabi's training today? Toya asked. It was good. She's making progress and still asks about you joining her. Naruto said. I'll be there soon. I heard you earlier, but you were gone when I went to the bathroom. Where'd you go? Toya asked. I went to train and then I had a talk with Kakashi. Naruto said. About what? Toya asked. The whole situation with the third Hokage basically banning him from teaching me anything. Turns out he was really telling the truth. Naruto said. How do you feel about it? Toya asked. Like I told Kakashi. I've got a good mind to revive him and kill him myself. Naruto said. I'll help if you're serious. Toya said and he chuckled. I know. Naruto said. So, what's next on the agenda? Toya asked. Well, I'm training Hanabi. The Akatsuki are still laying low thanks to losing so many members in a short amount of time. I'm not really doing missions since my partner was sick and I was thinking about taking Hanabi on some C-ranked missions soon to get her some experience. You can tag along if you'd like when you're recovered. Naruto said. I can't wait to start training again. I feel like I'm getting flabby. Toya said and Naruto laughed. You look just fine. You may be a bit rusty, but that's what you have me for. I'll be your training partner. Naruto said. I was thinking Hinata would like to be my partner. Toya said. Not happening. Naruto said and she pouted. Fine. Has she come by the training dojo yet? Toya asked. A few times and she tried to make Hanabi feel bad about herself because she thinks Hanabi is struggling with the 8 trigrams 64 palms, but she's not. I have Hanabi doing that move with her resistance seals activated so it's more difficult for her to move. I know for a fact that she can do the move without the resistance seals. Naruto said. Are you still having her put in the chunin exams? Toya asked. Yeah, I take her to the Forest of Death twice a week so she can get used to the area. Naruto said. What about the Fox clan? Are they training her? Toya asked. Not yet. They want to wait a few more months before training her. Naruto said. I wish I could take the chunin exams again. They were fun. Toya said. Yeah, at least yours didn't turn into a war. Naruto said. Says the person who took out a tailed beast in said war. Taiyui said and threw her containers away. Fair point. Naruto said and she wrapped her arms around his neck as he stood up. Bedroom. Toya asked, as she stared into his eyes. Sure. Naruto said and picked her up. So, how many Akatsuki members have we taken out? Toya asked. I think 4. Hidan, Kakuzu, Deidara and Sasori. Yup 4. Naruto said. How many tailed beasts have they captured so far? Toya asked. According to the spy network only me, Gaara, the 8 tails and 7 tails remain. As long as the 7 tails Jinchuriki stays in the waterfall village, she'll be safe. The Akatsuki doesn't know how to get into the waterfall village. I gave her one of my kunai through a messenger toad just in case the village throws her out. I doubt the Akatsuki will go after Gaara again since he's in full sync with Shukaku and the desert as their playground. Naruto said. What about the 8 tails and yourself? Toya asked. From what I know the 8 tails Jinchuriki is in a secret location or always by the rakeage. As for me, I know they'll come after me, but not right now. They need to collect the tailed beasts in order so logically the 7 tails would be their next target, but their forces are already spread thin. Naruto said. If they do come, I'll be right by your side to kick their ass. Toya said. I know you will. Naruto said and gave her a kiss. Let's fool around for a bit. Toya said and took her shirt off. I have no problems with that. Naruto said and removed his shirt. 3 weeks later. Time passed and Toya was finally cleared to train and go on missions again. In those 3 weeks Naruto took Hanabi out on 12 C-rank missions. He taught her a few lightning jutsus to help her with the long-range fighting and she was amazed at how easy lighting was for her. She was also amazed at how sloppy bandits fought when one of their missions went bad, but she and Naruto quickly dealt with them. She learned some earth ninjutsu from Toya, who finally joined them for training. Naruto trained Toya into the ground during their training, and she was quickly getting better as time went on. Currently Naruto and Hanabi were in the office returning from another C-rank escort mission. Mission accomplished, Naruto said, and Tsunade smiled. How did she do? Tsunade asked. Well, there was a bit of a small incident, but I'm not going to write her up for it, Naruto said, and Tsunade raised an eyebrow. What happened? Tsunade asked. Well, the little boy that was part of the convoy we were escorting decided to impress his friends and groped Hanabi. Long story short, he has a lot of broken bones and she has a real potty mouth when she's angry, Naruto said. Okay. Well, Naruto, I know you were about to relax and enjoy your time off, but I need you to go meet up with Neji, Rock Lee, Sakura and Toya to help escort a priestess from the land of demons to the land of swamp. It's an S-rank escort mission. They'll fill you in on the details when you get there, Tsunade said. S-rank escort mission, huh? Sweet. Let's go, Hanabi, Naruto said. Huh? Hanabi asked. Come on, we've got an S-rank escort mission to help out with, Naruto said. But I'm not ready for an S-rank mission, Hanabi said. True, but you'll be with 4 Jonin-level ninja as well as me. You'll always be with somebody that can protect you if it gets too tough. I've taught you how to dodge along with Anko, so you'll be fine, Naruto said. If you say so, Hanabi said. Look at the bright side. You get to rub it in your classmates' faces that you did an S-rank escort mission and they didn't, Naruto said. You should have started with that one. Let's go, Hanabi said, and started to walk away. Where are you going? Naruto asked. We've got a mission, Hanabi said. Yeah, but why are you walking? Toya has one of my Hiraishin marks on her. I can just teleport us over there, Naruto said. Here comes the motion sickness, Hanabi said, and grabbed Naruto's arm. See ya, Naruto said, and they vanished. Do you think it's wise to let him take her, Lady Tsunade? Shizune asked. He knows what he's doing. I've checked Naruto's ninja profile, and before he left with Jiraiya, he's done more A and S ranked missions than any other rank. He's got this one and he's matured a lot since then. We have nothing to worry about, Tsunade said. Land of demons. How much time are we going to waste here? Rock Lee asked. Taruho insists on taking more of their forces with us. We are to wait until all preparations are complete, Neji said. We need every minute we can spare right now, Sakura said. Don't even try to change their minds. They have their lips glued to that bitch of a priestess ass. I don't get why we have to escort her anyway. Seems like she just wants to die so she can avoid doing her job. She's a fucking joke, Toya said. Quiet, you don't want them to hear you. We don't need you causing trouble, Sakura said. Blah blah. All this waiting around is just giving the enemy more time to prepare and possibly grow stronger. Was it me or did anybody else feel their chakra changing? Toya asked. What do you mean? Rock Lee asked. What I mean is their chakra levels plummeted while we were fighting and then all of a sudden they were full in an instant, Toya said. Then it must be some kind of plasma pill, Sakura said. They didn't eat anything. I know for a fact that something was restoring their chakra levels, but it sure as hell wasn't a plasma pill. It's like they can all use as much chakra as they wanted to, Toya said. Neji, did your Byakugan pick up on anything? Sakura asked. I didn't see anything out of the ordinary, but I'll check next time. From what we know about the enemy, they can each use fire, water, earth and wind ninjutsu, Neji said. Then if they use ninjutsu you all would be at a disadvantage. You're all mainly taijutsu specialists except for Sakura who uses medical ninjutsu. I can use earth, wind and fire, but with their freaky chakra replenishing tactic, I can't take them all at once, Toya said. Sakura, did Lady Tsunade respond to your Katsuyu slug? Neji asked. Yeah, she said she'd send back up and that they'll be here by the end of the day. Lady Xian may have to wait a bit to leave anyway now, Sakura said. That's impossible. It would even take Lee nearly 2 days to reach this place, Neji said. It's Naruto, Toya said. How can you be so sure? Toya said. Because I can feel him trying to use my Hiraishin seal, but I have it blocked off during missions unless I need him. Excuse me for a moment, Tsuya said and walked out the room. If Lady Tsunade said the word they, then I wonder who else is coming. Lee said and then Tsuya walked back in. The cavalry has arrived. Tsuya said and Naruto walked in with Hanabi. Yo. Naruto said and gave a two-finger wave. Hanabi. Why's she here? Sakura asked. She's my apprentice. Besides, 2 pairs of Byakugan eyes are better than 1. She's going to be our additional scout for the mission. Naruto said. How far can she see? Neji asked. 400 meters. Naruto said. Already? Neji asked. That's farther than my Byakugan when I was her age. Neji thought. Yup. She can also use lightning and earth ninjutsu so she can help out a bit. Tsuya already filled me on everything. So, is the priestess really a bitch? Naruto asked. Well, when you put it like that it makes it seem completely bad. She's okay I guess. Sakura said. I'm ready to leave. Oh, I was unaware that we were getting more help. Shien said as she looked at Naruto and Hanabi. Naruto Uzumaki Namikaze. Nice to meet you. Naruto said and Shien had a vision. You're going to die. Shien said. Right. Anyway, this is my apprentice, Hanabi Hyuga. Naruto said and pointed at Hanabi. Pleasure to meet you. Hanabi said and bowed. Didn't you hear me? I said you're going to die. You're going to be stabbed through the chest and killed. Shien said. Look, Shien was it. I've had people telling me I was going to die since I was born. I'll believe it when it happens. Until then, let's get going. Naruto said. She kind of looks like my sister. Hanabi said. You're right. Tsuya said and cracked her knuckles. Don't even think about it. Sakura whispered and Tsuya gave a sheepish grin. I wasn't going to do anything. Tsuya said. Alright, Shinobi. I'm ready now. Let's go. Shien said and they followed her to a hidden waterfall. This is a fucking dead end. Tsuya said. This waterfall is where I purify myself. It also hides an escape route. Shien said. Are you sure you wish to leave without Taruho? Neji asked. I am the priestess of this land. If I want to leave my attendants behind, I will. Shien said. So we just have to walk around the waterfall? Naruto asked. Precisely. Now, which one of you will carry me? Shien asked. Not it. Naruto said. Not it. Neji said. You're it. Hanabi said and pointed at Sakura. Fine. Let's go. Sakura said and Shien climbed on her back. Few hours later. The team was jumping through the trees and Hanabi had her Byakugan active to search for any enemies that may try to ambush her. Naruto created a shadow clone to carry her since she couldn't move at the speed they were moving. It was quiet for the most part until Tsuya started to joke around with Naruto much to Sakura's dismay since she couldn't have any fun thanks to Shien on her back. Your back is uncomfortable. You should try to keep your body more feminine. Shien said and Sakura was pissed off. Ha. Tsuya said. Shut up, Tsuya. Sakura said. Bite me pinky. Tsuya said. We've got an arrow coming towards us. Hanabi said and they all landed as the arrow struck. Now, who's the dumb son of a bitch who's going to get their ass kicked for that bullshit? Tsuya asked and then Taruho landed. You've got 3 seconds to explain why you did that before I slit your throat. Naruto said, as he appeared behind Taruho with a kunai at his neck. Relax, Naruto. That's Taruho. One of Shien's guards. Neji said and Naruto nodded before appearing next to Tsuya. What are you doing here? Shien asked. No matter where you go, it is always my duty to watch over you, Lady Shien. Taruho said. Even when she washes up. Naruto asked and Tsuya elbowed him in the gut. Watch it. Tsuya said. Like you weren't thinking the same exact thing. Naruto said. At least I didn't say it out loud. Honestly, your dumb side picks the wrong moments to appear. Tsuya said. At least it's not all the time like yours. Naruto mumbled and she punched him on the head. I heard that. Tsuya said. You're nothing but a burden to me. Now go back to the village. Shien said. I will not. Taruho said. Go back home. Shien said. I will not. Taruho said. Go. I mean it. Shien said. Now I wish I didn't come on this mission. Naruto said. After another 10 minutes of Shien arguing with Taruho, they finally started to move once Naruto got annoyed and let out a pulse of chakra that knocked them to the ground. Sakura was still carrying Shien much to both of their dismay. Hanabi was still being carried by a shadow clone and Taruho was following them albeit a bit slower than they were traveling. They reached a mountain they had to get past and eventually set up camp along the mountain for the night. No sign of the enemy. Neji thought, as he was scouting with his Byakugan. Naruto, can you set up a barrier to keep us protected through the night? Neji asked. Sure, Naruto said and threw 4 kunai around them. Where's the barrier? Sakura asked. It's shielded by a powerful genjutsu. Naruto said. I thought we were pressed for time. Hanabi said. If it were just us we could keep going for a few more days. Lee said. The other 2 have reached their limit and need to rest. Sakura said. I told you I'm fine. Shion said. Will you just shut the hell up? You're getting on my damn nerves. Toya said and her eyes went white as her hair split into 9 pieces. Relax, Toya. Naruto said and she looked at him. Excuse me. Toya said. You heard me. She can't help it that she's a spoiled, stuck-up, snobby and whiny-ass girl. Don't let her get you riled up. The sooner we finish this the sooner we can get away from her annoying-ass voice. Naruto said. Lady Shion, the sealing jutsu you must perform is very taxing. You need to make sure you get enough rest tonight. Taruho said as he was trying to diffuse the tension. I'm hungry. Make me some food. Shion said. How about I shove my fist down your throat and you can mmpph. Toya couldn't finish because Naruto put his hand over her mouth. Just stop. Naruto said and she sighed before nodding. Do you have any bentos on you? Toya asked. Only enough for 2 people. Naruto said. So, what's the problem? They can cook their own food. Toya said and he sighed. Hanabi, do you have your extra bento box with you? Naruto asked. Yes. Hanabi said. Let's eat. We leave at sunrise. Neji said. Next day. Once again the team was traveling through the mountains trying to reach their destination. Everything was going smoothly until they had to start jumping from rock to rock. Shion started to scream and berate Sakura every single jump and nearly got them killed because she would stay still. Watch out. Stop. I'm going to fall. Put me down. Put me down. Let go, you fool. I've had enough of you. Are you crazy? This path is too dangerous. Are you trying to protect me or kill me? There has to be another way we can go. Shion said. Neji, shall we change our route? Lee asked. No. These springs here are the only real source of freshwater in this region and our enemies' group attacks are mainly fire style. Neji said. I see. So when they come at us with fire jutsu, we'll be able to use the water here to counter. Rock Lee said. Lady Shion, once we make it through here, the sealing shrine is only a short way away. Please endure a little longer. Unfortunately, our enemies get to strike first, so stay alert and take no individual initiatives. Naruto, you're a one-man army so you're the exception. If we get in a pinch, create as many shadow clones as you think is necessary for us to escape. Neji said. Got it. Naruto said. We've got a strong water ninjutsu coming towards us. Hanabi said. Hanabi, Toya, try to give us some cover. Neji said and they nodded. Earth style. Earth dragon jutsu. Both Toya and Hanabi created a large dragon made of earth that easily countered the water dragon jutsu that was coming right towards them. A water dragon? How? Neji asked. They're coming after us with water, not fire. You were dead wrong. Shion said. Never mind that. Come on. Sakura said. Let's get to higher ground. Neji said and they went to higher ground. Perfect. Good thing we've got all this water, huh? Shion asked. Girl, I'm about 5 seconds from ripping out your vocal cords. Shut the fuck up and let us handle this, you useless damsel in distress. Toya said. What's the problem, Neji? Naruto asked. I found the one that used the water dragon jutsu, but he was using fire ninjutsu before. Neji said. Then he obviously has 2 chakra natures. It's not uncommon. I've got 4. Naruto said. Yes, but I didn't detect any water chakra from his chakra points at all. We can't retreat and we can't fight them all at once without splitting up. That would put Lady Shion in danger. Neji said. I'll handle it. Naruto said and activated his 9 tails chakra mode. Whoa. Hanabi said. What happened to Naruto? That's so much chakra. Sakura thought. Ready to kick some ass. Toya said. Yeah, a new ninjutsu I've been working on. Naruto said. You ready, Kurama? Naruto thought. Just to let you know, you can only use this jutsu once for now since your body isn't used to combining 3 chakra natures at once. Kurama said. I know, but you've got to admit that it is pretty awesome though. Naruto thought, as he created 2 additional hands from his chakra cloak. Which direction? Toya asked. They're one that ridge to our left. Neji said. Got it. Toya said and channeled chakra into her hand. Neji, you all go ahead. We'll catch up to you. Naruto said and Neji nodded. Let's go. Neji said and they jumped away. Fire style. Hellfire Rasengan. Toya created a Rasengan before adding her fire chakra nature to it, causing the Rasengan to turn black while being surrounded by a ring of flames. Plasma style. Rasenshuriken. Naruto created the plasma Rasenshuriken and the area around them changed. Winds started to pick up, it became really humid and his Rasenshuriken turned to a mixture of pink and purple, but you could see the lightning currents that seemed to be coming from the center of the jutsu. Both Naruto and Toya jumped high into the air before they launched their jutsus at the enemy. Naruto did a typical throwing motion while Toya shot hers off of her palm with a strong pulse of chakra. Their jutsus collided where the enemy was and created a huge explosion. They saw one come flying out of the explosion before crashing through some trees and the other one just disappeared. Think we got them? Toya asked. Only one of them. We just needed to buy our group some time. Is it just 2 of them? Naruto asked. No, it's 4. Which begs the question of the whereabouts of the other 2. Toya said. They're chasing after our group. Naruto said and dropped his chakra mode. This just keeps getting more stressful as the mission goes on. Especially with the damn priestess. Toya said. It'll be fine. In a few more hours this will be over and we can go back home. Naruto said and placed a hand on her shoulder. Fine, let's just go. Taiui said and they vanished. 1 second later. We're back. Naruto said, as he appeared next to Hanabi. Why the long faces? Toya asked. Taruho is dead. Hanabi said and pointed at the body on the ground. I think you need your eyes checked. That's not Taruho. That's Shien. Toya said. No, that's Taruho. He must have used the shadow mirror body-changing jutsu to protect her one last time. Naruto said. How'd you know? Sakura asked. I've traveled all around with Pervy Sage during my training trip. It's not a surprise that I know what this is. Naruto said. What does it do? Hanabi asked. You can see what it does. It's a permanent variation of the transformation jutsu that doesn't go away even after death. Naruto said. The other 2 came after you, didn't they? Toya asked. Yes, but they retreated after they killed Taruho. Lee said. This gives us extra time since we no longer have to worry about them anymore. Neji said. You're wrong. It gave us a bit of time, but not a lot. Naruto said. What do you mean? Lee asked. A group like the ones chasing after us are clearly working for somebody and the only logical explanation is somebody who knows Shien is alive and can detect her life force. The only person or thing capable of doing that other than me is whoever is trying to release the demon she's going to seal away. They'll be back and come after her again. Naruto said. I just love it when his smart side comes out. Toya said and gave a thumbs up. Death was his choice. There's no need to mourn that idiot. Shien said. Is that so? Naruto asked. Shut up. Just leave me alone. Shien said and ran away. I'll get her. Naruto said and vanished. Naruto and Shien, Taruho gave up his life for you and you treat his death like this. How can you not shed a tear for him after everything he's done for you? Naruto asked. How can I not be heartbroken when someone so close to me is gone? I can't allow myself to cry. It would only desecrate the memory of the many who have given their lives for me. Shien said. Why? Naruto asked. Foresight is the power that ensures the life of the priestess. When she perceives her own death, the soul leaves the body and shows her past self the image of their demise as well as the people who are near in that final moment. Shien said. Is that why you told me I was going to die when you first met me? You saw your death and since I'm apparently there, you saw my death as well. Naruto said. Yes. The priestess then reveals these visions to her attendants who believe they must take her place in order to prevent her death. That is how our foresight works. Sacrificing others so that I may live. Shien said. I see. So you're having visions that basically warn you that your life is in danger and your attendants believe that they must sacrifice their life in order to protect you. Naruto said and she nodded. So many times I've thought to myself that maybe I should just leave this world and be done with it, but I can't. If I die then there will be no one left to seal Moro away and the world will be lost. No matter how much pain or sadness I swallow, more will die so I can live. Shien said. Why do your people have to sacrifice themselves for you? Naruto asked. That's just how it is for us. No matter how unjust, we endure. It's my people's fate and mine. Shien said. Are you okay with that? Naruto asked. It doesn't matter if I am or not. It's just how things are. Shien said. Let's say you had a vision and it didn't come true. Then what would happen? Naruto asked. I've never been wrong so I don't know. Shien said. Then you're about to find out. Naruto said and she looked at him. What do you mean? Shien asked. Well, you're looking at somebody who was supposed to die at least 1,000 times growing up as a child. That's why I just ignored you when you said I was going to die. You're not the first person to say that to me and everyone that tried to kill me failed. Now, let's go. We need to meet up with the others so you can seal this demon away and I can go back home to my bed. Naruto said and started to walk with Shien until they made it to the group. You're back, Sakura said. Yup. So, what's the plan? Naruto asked. Well, as you can see we buried Taruho. What comes next? Asked the leader. Toya said and pointed at Neji. Sakura, Lee, Hanabi, Toya and I will stay here and wait for the enemy. Naruto, I want you to take Shien and keep heading for the sealing shrine. Neji said. Are you sure about that? Naruto asked. Neji, she saw Naruto's death. Is it safe for him? Lee asked. Maybe one of us should go instead. Sakura said. No, it has to be Naruto. That is the reason why he should go. He's been known to defy the odds his entire life. He's stronger than all of us combined and we haven't even seen him go all out. While it is true that Shien did see Naruto dying, how can she know that it's not a shadow clone of his? He uses the shadow clones as well as his Hiraishin to get out of tough situations and we've all seen him do it. Like I said before, if anything were to happen, he can create an army to get out of trouble. Neji said. You got it. One safe trip to the shrine coming up. Naruto said. Set your sights on the goal and do not look back. Let your flames of youth guide you along your path. Rock Lee said and gave him a thumbs up. The sealing shrine is close so you don't have that far to travel. Sakura said. Hurry, Naruto. Neji said and Naruto walked over to Toya. Hey, Naruto said. She better not try anything or she's dead. Toya said and he chuckled. I know, but keep Hanabi safe. I'm not taking her with me this time. Naruto said. I know. Toya said. Let's go, Shien. Naruto said and she climbed on his back before he vanished. Sealing shrine. After an hour of traveling, Naruto and Shien arrived at the entrance to the sealing shrine. Shien didn't complain about being on Naruto's back at all and the journey was spent in silence the entire time. There's the entrance over there. Naruto said. Have you been here before? Shien asked. Nope. Let's just say I had a premonition. Naruto said and she pouted. Idiot. Shien mumbled. Come on. Get in there and seal this Moro guy away so you can carve out your own destiny. Naruto said. You can't change your fate. Shien said. Don't give me that shit. Let's go. Naruto said and jumped off the ledge only to see the rocks beginning to form into something. The terracotta soldier. Shien said. What's that? Naruto asked. These things are on the match right now. It means that Moro is already somewhere nearby. What do we do? Shien asked, as Naruto jumped out of the way and had an idea. Well, are you ready to see why Neji called me a one-man army? Naruto asked and she nodded. Yes, Shien said and he smirked. Good. Naruto said. Multi-shadow clone jutsu. In the blink of an eye Naruto and Shien were surrounded by at least 2,000 shadow clones. Shien couldn't help it when her jaw fell open and Naruto chuckled at her reaction. Alright, boys. Listen up. Shien needs to get into that shrine and I need a path. Use lightning chakra only to make it easier. Naruto said. Sir, yes sir. All of the shadow clones said and jumped into action. What was that about? Shien asked and he sighed. I don't know. Naruto said. Boss, we've got your back. A shadow clone said as two of them were next to him. Why did they call you boss? Shien asked. I don't know. I just roll with it. Naruto said. There's an opening. Let's go. A shadow clone said, and they started running to the entrance. Make sure they don't get close to her, Naruto said, and gave Shien to a shadow clone that got her to the entrance. Alright, go in. Naruto didn't finish as he was stabbed through the chest, and Shien had her vision of dying, but that changed when Naruto went up in smoke, revealing it to be a shadow clone. What are you waiting for? Go seal the damn thing away, Naruto said, as he cut through some soldiers with the Kubikiribocho that he covered in lightning chakra. Honestly, you should make the real you more distinguishable, Shien said. I'm using a big-ass sword. What more do you want? This isn't the time. Go, Naruto said, and then she ran inside of the shrine. Boss, there's too many of them and they keep regenerating, a shadow clone said, and before he could react, screeching was heard before multiple soldiers were destroyed. Kakashi, I guess you were sent for backup as well, Naruto said. Not just me, Kakashi said, as he pointed at Temari and Shikamaru. Seriously, Naruto, after as strong as you've gotten you still need help, Temari said. Hey, you try dealing with a spoiled priestess and see how it goes, Naruto said. Where is she? Kakashi asked. She's inside doing the sealing ritual, Naruto said. Go check on her. We'll handle things out here, Kakashi said, and Naruto vanished. Inside the shrine. Hey, Shien, did you finish the sealing yet? Who's that? Naruto asked, as he looked at a guy sitting on the chair. Naruto, tell her not to start the ritual yet, Kurama said. Why not? Naruto thought. Whoever that guy is, he's possessed by something, and I'm willing to bet he's trying to manipulate her into casting a barrier with him inside of it, Kurama said. My name is Yomi, Yomi said. Naruto, Morio's spirit is using him as a host, Kurama said. If he's inside of his body already, what does he want? Naruto thought. Think about it. What would happen if somebody were to go through a barrier meant to keep them out? Kurama asked. They'll die, Naruto thought. Exactly, now say that body is in possession of a spirit and manage to get inside that barrier, Kurama said. Shit, he wants her to raise the barrier so he can sacrifice Yomi. He knows his body will appear and he'll take advantage to get it back. Naruto thought and saw Shien about to start the ritual. Shien, stop, Naruto yelled, and she stopped. Why? I need to do this, Shien said. No, you don't get it. He wants you to raise the barrier. Morio's spirit is already inside of Yomi and he'll sacrifice Yomi to get inside of the barrier to retrieve his body, Naruto said. He can't get through the barrier. It will kill him, Shien said. That's the point. Yomi will die after he gets through, but Morio will be set free and his body will be there for the taking, Naruto said. No, do the ritual. Don't you want to see your mother again? The ritual is the only way, Yomi yelled. Shien, remember when I said I've defied fate my entire life? It's your chance to decide on your own, Naruto said. Silence. Moryo will be reborn, Yomi said. Yomi appeared behind Naruto and tried to kick him into the lava, but Naruto caught his leg and kicked him away. Yomi quickly recovered and charged at Naruto, but Naruto activated his Hishigan and used his Eyes of Helios Genjutsu. Yomi stopped in his tracks for a few seconds and then started to yell out in pain as his body felt like it was on fire while every bone was being broken one by one. What's happening? Shien asked. I placed him in a Genjutsu and he's feeling the after effects of it. Get ready to destroy the body of Morio, Naruto said. I need to seal it away, Shien said. No, we'll destroy it. As long as the soul doesn't reach the body, then it should die in a few seconds, Naruto said. We still have to worry about him escaping Yomi. Sealing it is the best option, Shien said. I can get him out of Yomi. I'll cast a barrier around you and the body so the soul can't get through, Naruto said, as he used his Hishigan to place Yomi in a death-like state and the Morio's spirit came out of the body. I must thank you for freeing me, but I have more important matters, Morio said and flew towards his body, but hit a barrier. You honestly think I would have let you out without having a plan to keep you from your body? For instance, the spirit, you sure are stupid. Make sure you say hi to all of your followers in hell for me, Naruto said, as Morio screamed and vanished for good. Quickly, destroy the body, Kurama said. Shien, move, Naruto said, as he lowered the barrier and she ran away. Wind style, Rasenshuriken, Naruto threw his Rasenshuriken at the casket holding Morio's body and watched as it was destroyed along with the corpse inside of it. Unfortunately, Naruto put too much chakra into the Rasenshuriken and basically created a volcano, so he quickly grabbed Shien and vanished before they were caught in the explosion. Mountain top. Well, it could have played out a lot worse than this, I guess. Kakashi said. He created a new volcano, huh? Rock Lee said. See, this is what I'm talking about when I say his dumb side chooses to come out at the wrong time. Toya said. I second that. Using a powerful S-rank jutsu to destroy a body inside of a place filled with lava that could have a bad reaction was pretty dumb. Sometimes I wonder why we leave certain things to him. Tamari said, as they saw Naruto walking up to the while carrying Shien. Mission accomplished, Naruto said and gave a thumbs up. Yup, that's Lady Kushina showing alright. Kakashi thought. Naruto, you can put me down now. Shien said and he placed her on the ground. Well, I guess this means your priestess days are over, huh? Naruto asked. No, there will always be a need for one. I realized something back there. It's the evil that lives in men's hearts that gave rise to Moro. So who's to say he won't return to this world again and again? I also realized I must be especially careful of a certain Jonin from the Leaf Village. Shien said. Huh? Naruto asked. You don't have to worry though. I won't curse my fate anymore. I'm a priestess and that's my mission. Isn't that right, Naruto? Then of course there's my power. It has to be passed on to the next priestess too. How about it, Naruto? You want to help me with that? Shien asked and everyone, but Hanabi had their jaws on the ground. Nope. Hell no. Absolutely the fuck not. Naruto, get your ass over here right now. Toya yelled and Naruto looked at her. But I didn't do anything. Naruto said. I don't care. Toya yelled. Sorry, Shien. Naruto said and Toya got in her face. Now, you listen to me, you spoiled brat. He is my man and the only person he's helping create a new generation is me, you got that? Toya asked and Naruto picked her up. Okay. You guys can take Shien back home. I'll see you in the village. Naruto said and started to run with Toya on his shoulder. Put me down. I'm not done with that bitch. Toya yelled and they could hear her even when they were far away. Wow, she's got a pair of lungs on her. Kakashi said. Wait, where's Hanabi? Sakura asked. I think she ran after them to calm her down. Tamari said. What did I do wrong? Shien asked. Well, Toya and Naruto are dating. She's very protective over him and she doesn't share. You basically just asked him to get you pregnant and that was the result of that. Tamari said and Shien shrugged. I would have shared. Shien said and walked away. I wonder how Naruto does it. He gets more girls throwing themselves at him than I do. Kakashi said. I would like an escort back to my home. Shien said. Sakura, carry Shien. Neji said. Aw man. Sakura said. Konoha. So, you created a volcano. Tsunade asked. I'm my defense, I was only trying to destroy the body of Moro. Naruto said. Yes, but you used the Rasenshuriken of all the jutsus you could have used. Tsunade said. At least it wasn't a tailed beast bomb. Naruto said. Anyway, mission accomplished so I can't complain. You're all dismissed. Tsunade said. Bring your ass Naruto. Toya said and dragged him out of the office. Somebody wants to fill me in. Tsunade asked. He's in trouble. Sakura said. What did he do now? Tsunade asked. Lady Shien asked him to get her pregnant and Toya snapped. Sakura said. I see. Dismissed. Tsunade said. Naruto and Toya apartment. Toya, will you relax? I didn't do anything. Naruto said, as they were in the bedroom wrapped in towels since they just took a shower. Do you not understand what she asked you? Toya asked and Naruto rubbed her shoulders gently making her calm down. I know what she wanted, but you blew a fuse before I could respond. You don't want to share me with anybody else and I don't want anybody else. It wasn't going to happen. Naruto said and gave her a kiss. Promise? Toya asked and looked him in the eye. I promise. Naruto said. Lemon end. Once he was done and she finished swallowing, he picked her up then they both took another shower together. She put on one of his shirts and a pair of his underwear while he just put on a pair of boxers. They laid down in bed and slowly drifted to sleep in each other's arms. With Moro defeated, Naruto had one more thing left to do, and that was take out the Akatsuki. Thank you for watching. Please don't forget to like and subscribe, and if you have any fanfictions you would like to see on the channel, leave them in the description, and have a great day.